Hello ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of Burundi National Television. Welcome to the English News Edition Top Stories. CNDD Party Secretary General Xavier Ndikurio announced that among the social projects being promoted by the party is environmental protection aimed at raising awareness among Burundians about deforestation and the use of gas instead of firewood. This occurred this Friday during the election campaign organized by the CNDD Party in the extended Kiganda Community in Gitega province. A meeting attended also by the First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye, and the parade of 1 year terroristic people were killed by Israel strikes across Gaza in a 24-hour period. Gaza Health Ministry said it on this Friday as Israel pressed ahead with its military offensive. Welcome, dear viewers, to details. As I've just informed you, CNDD Party Secretary General Xavier Ndikurio announced that among the social projects being promoted by the party is environmental protection aimed to raise awareness among Burundians about deforestation and the use of gas instead of firewood. This occurred this Friday during the election campaign organized by the CNDD Party in the extended Kiganda Community in Gitega province. A meeting attended also by First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye. LC Orokamkama has more.
Here we are in the coming of Kiganda, new province of Gitega, where the CNDD Party was doing its propaganda for communal advisors and the MP's elections. It is the General Secretary of the CNDD Party, Xavier Ndikurio, who announced the ceremonies with his presence with the Burundi First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye, native of Kiganda Commune. Georges Nshimirimana, Provincial Secretary of CNDD Party in Gitega Province, has seized that opportunity to introduce those who will represent the MPs and the communal advisors candidate in Kiganda Commune. It was also an opportunity to sensitize the Bagumyabanga on the vote procedures and about their project. The main were the environment promotion by using gas for cooking. On the same day, Xavier Ndikurio has led a meeting on the Mugaboka of Mungwa sector in Gitega Commune, where he has also introduced the MPs and communal advisors candidate. Xavier Ndikurio has also presented the main projects.
Also, on this Friday in the Buhumuza province, the representatives of the CNDD Party, together with those who were nominated to represent others at the parliamentary seats and the council of the communes, how the campaign activities and the 2 zones of the commune of Muyinga and all zones of the commune of Gisagara. The secretary of the CNDD Party in the province, Gerard Barutwanayo, asked its supporters in the zones to vote for the CNDD Party so that it can continue to implement the development plans that the same party has already set up to implement for the citizen. Joseph Mwinda Jambo details.
It's the electoral campaign for MPs and municipal councillors election that CNDD of the party carried out in Buhumuza province on Friday. Gerard Barutwanayo, provincial secretary of the ruling party in Buhumuza province, visited 9 zones of this province. Wherever he visited, he highlighted projects to be implemented by the CNDD of the once selected. He took as well an opportunity to remind CNDD of the members the vote procedures. The event was marked as well by the presentation of MPs and municipal councillors candidates so they know who will represent them. Gerard Barutwanayo called these activists to vote for CNDD-FDD in line with enabling these candidates to represent them in the implementation of projects to be executed by CNDD-FDD party. In this rally, the CNDD-FDD welcomed new members joining the party, whereby the secretary of the party in Buhumuza called these new members to join others in development works. On Friday, they visited 9 areas of Changuzo province, Rurama and Rugari, and 7 of Gisagara, including Rugano, Mishiha, Mugera, Meruzi, Chamazi, Bumba, and Chingwafu.
Page here for now. Burundians are encouraged to adopt a responsible attitude by getting tested even when they feel healthy. These are the words of Dr. David Nzirubusa, Deputy Director of the Chronic Non-Communicable Disease Program at the Ministry of the Public Health and the Fight Against AIDS. He expressed himself at the official launch of the diabetes and the hypertension screening campaign organized by the Umuganga Preneur Innovation Lab here in Bujumbura. Everett Nyonguru was on the ground.
This campaign, orchestrated by the Muganga Preneur Innovation Lab Research and Innovation Center in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health, focuses on a free screening for diabetes and hypertension, as well as risk factors associated with non-communicable chronic diseases. David Nzirubusa, the Deputy Director of the Non-Communicable Chronic Diseases Program at the Ministry of Health and the Fight Against AIDS, encourages the Burundian population to undergo regular screenings to ensure their health status. He compares human health to that of a car, which requires constant maintenance to preserve its conditions. He questions why these principles should not be applied to people. He advised Burundians to adopt the habit of regular screenings. According to the director of the Muganga Preneur Innovation Lab Research and Innovation Center, Frank Nziza, this initiative will raise awareness of the statistics regarding individuals living with non-communicable chronic diseases, thereby facilitating the decision-making process for stakeholders concerning these health issues. In making this statement, he argues that currently there are no data reflecting the national reality regarding non-communicable chronic diseases, particularly diabetes and hypertension. According to Frank Nziza, this will enable decision makers to draw inspiration for making decisions and allocating resources to combat these diseases. It's worth noting that the month of May is dedicated to the fight against non-communicable chronic diseases.
And the military championship finals this Friday were held after a few days of competition at the political capital city of Gitega. The top three teams received prizes. And the overall rankings, Best Pay took first place, ESO took second place, and the fourth division took third place. Elisiolo Kamkama once more.
This is the final session of the Military Championship 2024-2025 edition that took place at Gitega Province. The competition was made of different sports such as a 70-kilometer running with different defense material on their back, 8-kilometer running and the shooting. 3 best teams were awarded. The first one was won by the BSP Unity, the second by ESO Unity, and the third one by 4th Division Unity. In his speech, the Deputy Chief of Defense Corps, Lieutenant General Jean-Paul Habimana, has given pieces of advice linked to ethics for defending his country. He had indicated that to defend his country doesn't mean to make money, but means to have a vocation. He then encouraged the military to be trained and to do competitions, so to be in a good shape of defending their country and doing their mission. He ended by congratulating the best teams for their discipline and the teamworking skills they have showed.
A few weeks before the legislative and the municipal elections in Burundi, the urban population of Bujumbura expressed their satisfaction with the security and the peace prevailing in the country. Unlike in the previous years, this feeling was shared during the concert entitled Hello Summer Party, which was organized by Van Beach on this Friday night on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. Joseph Midajambo reports.
It was a great joy for music fans, both Burundians and foreigners, participating in a concert organized by the talented DJ Ali B, known as Asmani, from Tanzania. During this event, Burundian DJs had as well a room to exhibit their professionalism, mixing performance. They then contributed to cheer up the audience, especially young people. Participating in this event appreciated the organization of this concert, testifying peace that reigns in the country in this electoral period. Others compared the concert with the previous ones in terms of quality and vibe. For the concert organizers, they chose to organize this event before the summer, announcing the upcoming event called Akiwacu in a bid to comply with the vision of Burundi to development. The concert was concluded in a good atmosphere, participants enjoying various musics with the international DJ Asmani.
As you all informed in the headlines, now world news. At least 60 people were killed by Israel strikes across Gaza in a 24-hour period. Gaza Health Ministry said it on this Friday as Israel pressed ahead with its military offensive. Gaza has been under an Israel blockade for nearly 3 months, with experts warning that many of its 2 million residents are at high risk of famine. Even though the situation is worsening, Israel said it will continue to strike until Hamas releases all of the 58 remaining Israel hostages and disarmers. Take a listen.
Here in Khan Yunis in South Gaza, bodies of the dead and wounded continue to arrive as families mourn their loved ones in droves. It's the aftermath of Israeli strikes that pounded the enclave on Friday, also hitting the central town of Deir al-Balah and the Jabalia refugee camp in the north.
We plead to all countries, the international community, the people, Hamas, and all factions to have mercy on us. We're exhausted from the displacement and the hunger. Enough.
For many Gazans, the hunger has grown just as deadly as Israel's intensifying military offensive. Aid groups warn that the territory is plunging deeper into malnutrition and famine after nearly 3 months of an Israeli blockade on food and humanitarian aid. Amid soaring international pressure, Israel has loosened its restrictions, saying it let in 107 trucks of aid, food and medical supplies. But according to the UN, this is sorely insufficient to fight the level of suffering.
All the aid authorized until now amounts to a teaspoon of aid when a flood of assistance is required. Strict quotas are being imposed on the goods we distribute, along with unnecessary delay procedures. Other essentials, including fuel, shelter, cooking gas, and water purification supplies, are prohibited.
Aid groups are calling on Israel to allow in greater volumes of food faster and more efficiently. The UN stated Friday it has enough supplies to fill 9,000 trucks. Israel, though, says it's bridging the gap until a US-backed initiative begins, in which private contractors will deliver aid, a plan the UN rejects.
Thank you, dear viewers, for your keen attention. This is the end of one edition. Keep watching us. I'm really going to miss you.